Hey guys, welcome to week 13 of Comicgeddon.
Yes.
We're your hosts. I'm Shannon.
I'm John Wise.
And we've got a pretty good episode for you guys this week. Like with the past, since Comicgeddon TV launched, we will be breaking this up into different segments throughout the week. I'm going to try and get them all uploaded this weekend and have them scheduled. So I'm going to be really busy this week with the new business and everything.
So, what new business, Shannon?
I am closing the deal tonight on purchasing another lawn care business and merging it with my current lawn care business.
Which is called?
Cornthwaite Lawn Care, located here in Decatur, Illinois.
Do you have a website and a phone number?
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook. The number is 217-791-9915.
Wow. And I can come to you for all my lawn care needs?
Yes, you can, John.
Wow.
So, anyway, this week we're going to be doing our Ghostbusters themed episode. Quit mocking me. I don't know what else to do with my hands.
Not in front of the camera. Wait, you see the footage later.
So,
he's got a surprise waiting for him. He does not know.
So anyway, we're doing our Ghostbusters episode today, as you can see by the shirt. It's Iron Man and Joker.
He's been there countless times.
I used to have a Ghostbusters hat, but my first day working at Caterpillar, I dropped it and someone took off with it.
Dude literally dropped it and went, thanks.
Pretty much.
Oh, wow.
I had it sitting on my forklift when I was driving it and didn't realize it was gone.
You were allowed to wear a hat. See, we weren't allowed to wear hats. So we did News in the Flash. If you haven't already checked that out, a lot of awesome news, including, a surprise Steve Rogers Nazi reference. Thank you, Marvel.
What toys are you going to be reviewing this week, John?
Well, with it being Ghostbuster week, unofficially, I will be reviewing Ghostbuster toys. Not based on the new movie, but because of the new movie. They're based on the classic guys. And I'm really excited because one of these is something I've been waiting to come back on the market for so long. And I posted a picture on Facebook. It was a hint. So you'll get the answer.
He's also going to be reviewing Peter Venkman toy from the real Ghostbusters.
So it's like a Amigo.
Yeah.
Amigo figure.
Yeah. A relaunch type deal, but.
And what books will you be reviewing?
I will be reviewing. I won't be reviewing a specific book. I will be reviewing a group of books. Ghostbusters from IDW Publishing.
Ooh.
We
include Slimer.
Yes.
Ooh. See, that was my Slimer.
That was good.
And we will be reviewing Ghostbusters in the media, such as the Ghostbusters DVD set, Blu-ray, and of course the real Ghostbuster DVD box set. So,
and I will be reviewing we both can probably review it since you played it too, right?
Oh, the Ghostbusters
the video game.
Yes.
For PS3.
I've beaten that so many times on 360. Yeah. It's a fun game.
I wish Sony wouldn't have closed down the online play, because since I got internet,
there was on play, wasn't there?
Yeah. Since I got internet, I've been wanting to play it, but they closed down all the servers.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
So, but of course, right now it's time for
episode review.
Yes, and this week was the finale week for Gotham, Flash, and Arrow. We're gonna go ahead and start with
as well as Supernatural.
Yeah. Say I miss Supernatural. He'll go over that.
Yeah.
Well, let's do Supernatural.
All right, Supernatural. Basically, for those of you who don't know, Chuck, the author of the Supernatural books in the show, turned out to be God. There's this whole thing where they had the angels, the demons, the Winchesters, and God all had to join forces to stop the darkness.
Cut it out, Larry.
And anyway, they have to infuse Dean with the souls of all these ghosts and dead people and all this to turn him into a massive walking bomb to kill the darkness. And anyway, he goes to this garden where the darkness is. She knows he's a walking time bomb. And he's got to put his fingers together like this in order to set off the bomb. Well, they start talking and everything. Then God shows up, and it kind of ends up almost being an anticlimactic ending, because God and the darkness decide they're going to go off and be alone somewhere and kind of rebuild their relationship as brother and sister. So then we have God then tells Dean he's going to give him something he's always wanted.
Wow.
So we see Dean walking through the woods in the dark, just kind of stumbling, and out of nowhere comes Dean's mom, who has been brought back to life, apparently. And throughout this episode, we see a British woman who sees the sun getting ready to become extinguished and all this. She knows that Sam and Dean Winchester are responsible in some way, shape, or form. She gets on a plane, comes to America, and she's in the bunker waiting for the Winchesters. The only one to return, though, is Sam, because Sam thinks Dean is dead, because they were in two different places whenever the sun reignited or whatever and went back to normal. She's there in the bunker waiting for him. It's established that she is a man of letters. For those of you who don't know, Sam and Dean are the last descendants of the men of letters, the American branch. They're basically the opposite of hunters, kind of like what Watchers were in the Buffy the Vampire series. They research, they study, they gather intel, they write everything down, keep records. They don't actually engage in the supernatural. They're just basically watchers, They let the hunters do the dirty work, and there's always been this thing between hunters and men of letters. Well, turns out the Winchester side of the family were men of letters, while Sam and Dean's mom's side of the family were always hunters. So they found that out, and that's where the bunker came in. And I guess there are men of letters all over the world still, and they know about Sam and Dean. They know how to track them down. They have all this research on Sam and Dean. And anyway, this woman of letters is there in the bunker waiting for Sam with a gun. And she says, you got to come back with me because we're going to put an end to this. You guys have brought about Armageddon I don't know how many times, and enough is enough. It's time you come with me. And Sam just starts approaching her. It's like, look, you and I both know you're not going to shoot. And he takes 2 steps, and she shoots. Fade to black. We don't know if he was killed, if he was winged, whatever. It was a decent episode. I would probably give it 7.5, because it ended so anticlimactic. But at the same time, it left a lot open to the imagination at the very end. So yeah, about 7.5.
Larry! Larry!
Who?
Anybody saying Larry? Hey, Larry! Larry! Hey, Larry!
Who the fuck is Larry?
You ready to? We're back after being golden glazed. So we have another review here.
Yes.
Awesome supernatural review, by the way.
Thank you.
Now we go on to Gotham. A lot happened in Gotham this week.
It's almost hard to remember because there was so much.
We were sitting back trying to remember exactly because it's Monday when it airs, and here it is Saturday. Lots happened, especially with your business and my store. But I think we pretty much remember everything. So we have it opened up with Gordon's Clayface clone now being rescued.
And honestly,
from
I
Harvey Bullock.
think I missed like the first 15 minutes of the episode too. So
Well, he came, but basically the GCPD comes out there, ready to storm the place. Jim comes out, all is well, and Harvey believes it's him. Why wouldn't he? And let me go back to the GCPD where Jim's just acting straight out, not Jim Gordonish, because he has the flu.
that's a hell of a flu.
That's why he's talking like this, Harvey. Well, he gets outed by Barbara
of all people.
because he doesn't know Barbara. So Barbara shows up and he's all looking like, yeah, I'm gonna get some of that. And this is what red flag Barbara. She looks at him. She goes, "You're not Jim." I think it was the end of that part too. I don't think we saw him get arrested or anything.
No,
So
we saw him kind of take off running. I think, but
yeah, but I think they ran off. Yeah. Back inside Arkham, however, we get Bruce and Lucius still trapped by the Riddler, asking quiz show games basically to see what they know. After they answer it, basically they confirm they know absolutely jack shit. And they're allowed to live after being the poison gas actually ended up being sleeping gas. They wake up in front of the real Jim Gordon, who's still tied to the chair. Hugo brainwashes the hell out of him, to where we find out that Jim feels guilty about this and that and everything else, and Hugo's like, "It's okay. All is well now."
he sounds a lot like Sulu, like George Takei. Is it Takei or Takai?
Decay, like toupee.
Okay.
That was a Comedy Central roast of William Shatner. He was on there, and he yells at him for pronouncing his name wrong all these years. And he goes to him, "It's 2K, like toupee."
I did watch that, by the way.
I have it on DVD.
Oh yeah.
But they break out with the help of Selena Kyle, who was still a minion of Firefly.
Who actually got Firefly and
Mr. Oh yeah.
they actually did Mr. Freeze. They called him Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze. Yeah, I think Firefly called him Freeze, didn't? Or was it?
It was
Was
strange.
it Hugo? Hugo did call him Mr. Freeze.
So she got them to fight each other, and Hugo Strange got in
the middle of it. He somehow survived an ice blast and a fire blast.
They kind of negate each other from. Remember that episode of The Flash where Heat Wave and Captain Cold?
Yeah. So and then Hugo survives though. He's not
Which I just realized that they did kind of rip off The Flash in that scene.
A little bit, but he didn't explode.
No.
Hugo is still alive. Gordon gets out of him that he set off a bomb, which he was ordered to do so by the Court of Owls, who has still yet to make their main presence known to Gotham yet. They're known to us now, obviously, but and I think they're going to be the big bad in next season.
Oh yeah.
And we're getting to the big one here. We're going to get
Fish
to the very
Mooney
end.
escapes.
Well, is there anything else before? Something about Alfred.
Is
there something about Alfred?
No,
Alfred just shows up and he looks at Jim like he's crazy.
At the end, though, he's like, "So you're done with these adventures now, aren't you, Master Bruce?" And Bruce
is like, "Oh, fuck now. We got some more answers. We got questions that need answering." And Alfred just pretty much throws his hands up in the air and goes, "Fuck. Season 3, here we go." But Bruce is going to continue to try to get more answers to some more questions. But Fish Mooney escapes. Not only does she escape, but after Hugo Strange set the bomb, he was getting all of the main nutcases and creatures that he created in a bus.
And did you notice that Butch is actually working for Penguin again?
It looks like it.
Yeah.
It looks like it.
And he's doing it of his own free will now because
Yeah.
he remembers how much fun he had working with the.
I think so. I know if I had a boss with a fucking bazooka pulling people up, I'd have some fucking fun.
Did you see?
Still think my favorite episode of the season.
This time though, Butch comes in with his fucking machine gun, looking like Rambo, shooting up the bus.
And he has that whole like Butch face again too. Like
he's
that was
having fun. You know it.
I love that actor. I really do. But Fish Mooney does escape.
And Butch is like, oh shit.
Oh, Butch is oh shit. Penguin passes the fuck out. So yeah, it's a oh shit moment for everybody.
Everyone's crapping their pants.
Butch crapped their pants, took off. Penguin passes out. She heads into the bus that was filled with all the inmates and creatures and monsters that Hugo Strange created, and takes off. She's being patrolled by a single cop. Way to go, way to go, Gotham City Police. It's like Decatur cops.
Wait, I still think this is how they're going to bring the Joker back.
It's possible.
You know, because there were a lot of experiments that they didn't actually show.
That's right. Well, the bus does, as expected, ends up crashing. She survives, books the fuck out of there. An old homeless woman, hears what she thinks is cries for help and everything, and opens the back door of the bus, releasing all the inmates. And we did see.
Well,
more,
you know, when you open up the back door, a lot of hell breaks loose.
A lot of shit comes out. We did get not in this particular scene, but earlier in the episode, we did get a shot of Killer Croc.
Yes.
Not from the Suicide Squad movie. But we have so many inmates that escaped. We didn't really get a good look. We had a few ideas, like there was somebody ha-ha-haing that could be the Joker. But of course, it's an insane hackle, and full of insane inmates.
The final inmate that was revealed, the big reveal,
was Bruce Wayne.
Not Bruce Wayne.
Not Bruce Wayne.
Thomas Wayne Jr. Bruce Wayne's twin brother.
Twin.
In the comics, they weren't really twins. Thomas Wayne Jr. was the older brother, but he was mentally
unstable.
Yeah, unstable. So they locked him up in Arkham, and Bruce never knew about him.
And he ends up becoming the leader.
Of
the Court of Owls down the road.
He becomes Talon, I believe.
Well, I thought that's who Fish Mooney was going to be. Because of I don't know. But yeah, so we have our introduction into, obviously, besides the Court of Owls being the big bad, obviously, for next season, but we got Thomas Wayne Jr., who's probably going to be, like, you know who I am? Which now explains why they wanted to kill Bruce off earlier in the season. Yeah. They probably wanted to replace him with Thomas.
Yeah.
So.
More than likely.
And
of course, Jim steals Harvey Bullock's car.
At the very end. Yeah.
Jim, that's my car.
I love those two teams.
Yeah.
Guys. Yeah.
I wonder if next season we're going to get the mustache.
It'd be nice. Or at least, yeah.
I wonder. And did you notice how Jim told Harvey he needs to get a haircut since he's captain now?
Yeah. Oh, and he took off in his car because he's going after Lee.
Yeah.
So he wants to try to straighten things out with Lee. So I like this episode. It was a really fun episode. A lot of Easter eggs, a lot of comedy. The whole thing with Jim Gordon not being Jim Gordon, the Clayface, was pretty damn funny. I enjoyed the reveal of Fish Mooney still being alive with Penguin and Butch.
I definitely want to see more of that triangle next season.
I definitely want to see more Hugo Strange because he's, I think, so far one of my favorite live action.
They did arrest Hugo at the end and take him away in a police car.
And this is an all around, it was a great episode. I give this a 9. It was a great episode.
I think I'll go 9 as well, even though I missed the first 15 minutes. But all the fun happened in the last half hour of the episode anyway.
It was a great episode. So,
up next is The Flash.
The Flash.
We'll be back with The Flash. And we're back with The Flash. What happened on The Flash?
Another awesome. Out of the 3 that I've seen, there's only one that I didn't like. We'll get to it. Obviously, if I'm hyping about the Gotham, I'm hyping about Flash, you probably know what I'm going to dislike. But let's go. Here we got The Flash.
You know what I'm thinking? The entire season, Flash has usually taken place like an episode behind Arrow. Like they're usually a week after Arrow. So I'm thinking with the way Flash ended this week, maybe a good way for Laurel to come back next season.
Yeah, and we'll get to that here in just a moment. So we had the final battle between the Flash and Zoom. Apparently all Zoom ever wanted was for him and Barry to race. He wanted to know who was the fastest. Well, the reason being is Zoom built this massive machine that will utilize not only his speed, but Flash's speed to destroy not Earth Prime, but the multiverse. That way, and then eventually Flash, so he is the fastest man.
But Earth Prime would stay in contact so that Zoom could rule it.
Yes, yeah. So that was his overall master plan, which is kind of weak. That I didn't like. But what
That was like a Bond villain moment.
Yeah. But what I did like, there's a few things that I did like. One, Barry pulled a Zoom and brought a duplicate.
Yeah.
From the future.
Yeah.
To help him save.
And the duplicate ended up
dad.
sacrificing his own life.
Yeah. Which was cool. That was a cool moment. Another cool moment, we finally had the big reveal of who the man in the Iron Mask was.
We were both right.
And it wasn't Leo DiCaprio. You said Leo DiCaprio.
No, we were both right. I said it was going to be the real Jay Garrick. You said you thought it was going to be Barry's dad.
Yeah.
We were both right because it turned out to be Jay Garrick, who was an alternate version of Barry's dad because his mom's maiden name was Garrick.
Right.
And Barry never put two and two together before.
And even, I'm sorry, when I saw it, I geeked the font out. We actually see the real Jay Garrick in full Golden Age, vintage Flash outfit. Red shirt, the blue pants. He got
the helmet he took from Zoom.
Because it was on Earth Prime, Earth 1, it represented hope.
Yeah.
And so instead of he's going to turn.
Since Zoom took this from me, I'm going to take this from him and use it for my purposes.
And he had the pose. He had the chin. And I've seen pictures of him on Facebook next to a picture of him as the Flash from back in the 80s and early 90s. And he's just the same pose. And he hasn't. Yeah, he could definitely pull it off. I think.
I mean, he's a muscular dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a big guy.
They didn't really need to give him a bodysuit. No. They pretty much just had to airbrush it.
Yeah, it was a pretty good reveal. But that was the season. That was the end of the episode. The end of the episode is Barry fucking up. Barry finally fed up with the fact that his dad was killed by Zoom. He no longer has his mom. He wants to prove to himself that he's not Zoom. Goes back in time. Prevents his dad's being imprisoned and his mom's death. Hence, those who read and are familiar with the comics has created the Flashpoint Paradox.
Yes. Which is how I think Black Canary is going to come back.
I think that's how Supergirl's going to come in.
Supergirl's going to be introduced.
If they wanted to bring Laurel Lance back, this would be a way to bring her and Black Canary back.
That's how Tom Cavanaugh is going to come back for season 3.
Which leads me to the reason why, and we'll get to the reason and everything, why Arrow season finale felt like a series finale.
Yeah.
So, and again, we'll get to that here in the next review.
John's got a customer he's got to take care of here in a minute. And,
that's just Haley.
Oh, okay.
No one.
So awesome episode. I don't think I forgot anything. I don't think you forgot anything. This episode, I'm giving, and I don't do this. I don't do this often. I'm giving this a 10. A 10! A fucking 10! So, yeah.
Stole my line.
That was my Varsity Blues reference.
I did it 2 weeks ago.
I'm short and fat, and I pull it off better. So we'll be right back with our Arrow season finale review. Are you ready for Arrow?
We are ready for Arrow. Welcome back.
I'm ready for it to be over. This was a horrible season.
Yeah, it was.
First season was good. Second season blew ass. Third season was good. This season blew ass.
But they're saying next season is going to be a really awesome season because they're getting a villain that could only be introduced in like a 5th or 6th season.
Right, and that's all they said. We don't know who it is. So, and of course, at the end of this this review, we'll go over a review, overall review for the season of Gotham, season of Flash, and the season of Arrow. So Arrow, what we got is basically a continuation of the same crap we've been getting for the last few weeks. It all comes to a head. I'll tell you now, if you've seen the season finale of season 1, 2, and 3, you know what you're getting here. Because it's essentially the same thing. City's in danger. Green Arrow rallies the city together to fight the evil. They win. End of story. So, what do you think of... Oh, should we go into detail?
No.
Let's go into detail. A little bit of detail. Because there were some cool aspects to this. Such as Deagle coming clean to his wife about him murdering, in defense of his brother.
The city council brought in Oliver as
Acting
mayor, which since he got like 48% write-in vote in the election.
It's assuming that when they have another election here in a few months, he will get elected.
Which actually did happen in the comics. He did get elected mayor. Which, incidentally, in the comics, he came out as the Green Arrow while he was mayor.
And the people loved it.
Yeah.
So, his sister Speedy is no longer going to be Speedy. She's backing away. Felicity is sticking with Oliver, which is awesome.
She's the only one.
She's the only one because Diggle decided he needs some time off to rethink things.
But we do know that Diggle will be back as Spartan because we know he's going to be getting an updated helmet.
Yeah, which I thought they updated it already. Because the original one didn't have the visor, which is why everybody thought he was Magneto.
Maybe.
I don't know. Hopefully he'll get a better costume anyway.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Damien Dark was defeated by one of the most bullshit fights in comic book history. Seriously, this guy was trained by the League of Assassins. He's facing Oliver Queen, who was trained by practically everybody apparently. And the fight started out cool. Fight started out cool as shit, and then finally they just like pound face, pound face, pound face, pound face. I'm just waiting for the crowd in the back are going, yay, ooh, yay, ooh, like a freaking WWE wrestling match.
Do the line from Jane Silent Bob.
Which one?
The Ben Affleck Matt Damon.
The what?
The Ben Affleck Matt Damon.
Applesauce bitch?
No.
Oh yeah, lion face, lemon face. It was horrible. And then of course, and then the last scene is we get Felicity and Oliver looking at the Batman costume, the Green Arrow costumes from the Bat family, Green Arrow family, and in the Arrow Cave. Oh yeah, Arrow Cave.
We don't call it the Arrow Cave.
I agree with whoever said it in the TV show. Why not call it the Quiver? Or here's an idea: get the fucking clock tower, like he had in the books.
And
Smallville.
Yeah.
So, I'm happy with this episode because it ended, and it did feel like a series finale as opposed to, because there were no more questions.
No.
Everything was wrapped up. If they didn't do another season, this could have been it.
And we're pretty sure that when things come back in
things
the
are
fall,
going to be different.
We're pretty sure that him and Felicity are going to get back together because
If they're not already.
Yeah, they're stint.
And
But
this is why.
this
And this is why in the previous review of the Flash, I say because the Flashpoint paradox that Barry created, we're going to get a whole different Arrowverse. We're going to have some big major villain, and hopefully we'll be a much better, more. I hate to say this, but it needs to be a more Flash-like TV series.
Maybe with the Flashpoint, we're going to see the end of the Olicity love thing and see Canary Arrow.
Canary Area. Hopefully we'll get we'll get some more Legends of Tomorrow characters in Arrow.
They are looking for two.
I know there was rumor that they're going to bring the Question in on Arrow at some point.
They're looking for a male and a female character for Legends of Tomorrow.
Right. We
to
already have Our Man.
Yeah, to take the place of Hawkman and Hawkgirl.
Which, if they brought in Our Man, he mentioned the Justice Society of America, so maybe we'll get like Stargirl and maybe the future version of Mr. Terrific. Would be cool.
Or even Dr. Fate.
I would love Dr. Fate.
Since the whole mystical element was introduced in this season of Arrow, maybe they needed that season of Arrow.
And that's something else that was pissing a lot of people off, the constant flashbacks. I understand they want to occasionally get a flashback, they go, oh, this is what happened, but you know what? people are getting tired. We've done with it for 4 seasons now. This last flashback made no fucking sense whatsoever.
I think this last flashback, though, it kind of...
It's not gonna be. We've already been told it's not gonna be the last flashbacks. They said the flashbacks are here to stay. Yeah, regardless of like fan negativity against it, and so I say just make it a separate series.
a web series, yeah.
Make it a web series.
Make the...
Arrow the Lost Years or something like that. Missing Years.
Every episode that the flashback is supposed to relate to needs to be aired on the internet.
Yeah.
While we have the full present day.
Yeah, make it an option.
Yeah.
Just don't force it upon us.
Right.
But I mean, this wasn't a bad episode by any means, but it definitely wasn't a good episode. This was definitely, I'm giving my rating now. It was definitely just a middle 5 episode.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was thinking that too.
the overall season, I'll give, because they did introduce Constantine. They did introduce. We did get. We got Constantine.
Mr. Terrific did find out that Oliver is the Green Arrow.
Right. Felicity's mom did figure out that she's working with. That Felicity is working with the Arrow. We did get the calculator.
Yeah.
Which ended up being Felicity's dad. So I mean, we got some new characters that we kind of wanted to see. Never thought we'd see. I did like how they tried to bring in Constantine to kind of fill the void of the lack of TV series after cancellation. So I mean, overall, I'll give it a 6.
5.5.
Yeah. So, Flash, however, I really enjoyed the Flash.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the Flash. I understand they're still trying to catch their stride. They're still trying to catch their footing. It's only the 2nd season. 3rd season, I have no doubt, will be an awesome season. So many possibilities. So, in the Flash, I'm definitely going to give it like a 7.5 to 7.5.
The season as a
No, screw it.
whole.
I'll give it an 8. Just because of the end.
The season as a whole, I will give probably an 8.5.
8, yeah.
Arrow, the season on a whole, I'll give 4.5, 5.
So I gave Arrow as a whole a 6.
What
Gotham?
would you?
Gotham?
Yeah.
Gotham. Gotham overall, I kind of liked it.
A lot of Easter eggs in there.
A lot of Easter eggs, a lot of foreshadowings. I really wish they would have laid off introducing a lot of the Bat villains. I understand this is an Elseworlds tale, much like Smallville was to Superman mythology. I'd honestly would like to see more Bruce Wayne getting ready to train as opposed to the constant Gordon storylines. I figured this would have been a good time to kind of switch gears a little bit.
It did kind of switch things up though, because it kind of answered the question, which came first, the chicken or the egg. In the comics, Batman came first, the supervillains came next. In the show, the supervillains came first, Batman came next. So
overall season Gotham though, I'll give it a nice 8. I like this season. It's pretty cool. Now, if these series can just enough with the bi-weekly breaks, where we get an episode, 2 weeks later, no episode, then we get another episode, then another week missing an episode, then we get 2 more episodes. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I understand you want a mid-season break, that's fine, but after you come back from that mid-season break, no more breaks.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It kind of. I think that's another reason why I was not liking Arrow, Flash, Gotham, Legends of Tomorrow, Agents of Shield. They probably all would get a higher grade from me if they would just stop so many fucking breaks in between the episodes.
Same with Supernatural. I mean.
Yeah, and it's this horrible trend. And I blame Walking Dead because they were doing it, but Walking Dead did it even more. And it was like, hey, it's working for them. Let's us do it. And yeah, it's.
See, the thing is though, you have to have an extremely suspenseful show in order for that to work, though.
Right, and these shows.
Arrow and Flash and Legends of Tomorrow.
They're action packed. They're fast
good.
paced.
They're good shows. They're not as epic as The Walking Dead, though, where it has to be drawn out, where the anticipation has to be there in order.
So it works for some shows, but definitely not for the action packed comic movies. So, all right. Well, that concludes our show reviews.
We will be back with toy reviews.
I get to play with slime.
And so, yeah, stay tuned, guys.